The beautiful Animas River, Durango, Colorado. John Fibonacci. Picture time with John Fibonacci. Like, this is a special picture time because I've kind of been experimenting with a photography genre called silhouetting, which is like, silhouetting, where you see the outline of something and somehow the outline has a little bit, just adds a beauty to it. So the beautiful Durango, Colorado, it's where I'm at. Photography out here. Remember, any of my prints you're welcome to buy. Just email me, americana417@gmail.com. Remember, $150 a print. And just email me $150, or email me at americana417@gmail.com. So here we go. I'm so excited I could barely even talk. Email me americana417@gmail.com. Did you know that sometimes these beautiful aspens have flowers on them that look like hearts? Look at that, 1864. Beautiful aspen heart. No, really, that's a red-tailed hawk. Last night I was out there watching a beautiful sunset, just kind of talking to Jesus like I sometimes do. And I see this beautiful red-tailed hawk. And in fact, it kind of interrupted me a little bit. It almost kind of was like, hey, I'm here. I know you want a good picture. So, of course, I fought the temptation to run up to it, to catch it in flight. I'm like, well, what if I just did what the Bible says? I was still, and I just entered into stillness with my Nikon and waited for this beautiful bird to take flight. And it's interesting how, I guess you can call it the Zen of photography, of waiting for those moments to happen. As I like to say, there's a difference between taking a picture and making a picture, and I like to take pictures. In fact, if you'd like me to be a second shooter, or maybe you would like to invite me to an event around the Four Corners area, email me americana417@gmail.com. So here you go. I'm out there just hanging out, taking pictures of the beautiful sky. I know there's a storm coming in. And then, boom, I noticed that there is a rainbow. You know how I like nature photography. So, boom, 1847. There's just this beautiful rainbow. And I'm like, well, what does it look like in black and white? And so it looks like that. And then 1844 can look like that. A rainbow in black and white. Durango 2017. Make your Christmas cards. Order now. americana417@gmail.com. There you go. 1843. I kind of like that one. That's my favorite one of the rainbow. Sorry, one of these days I'm going to get a fancy editor, but you can see the mountains in the background and the black and white rainbow. I just love that. But the real show, obviously, is the falcon, or what is that? And maybe if you are a falconer or whatever the word is, you can tell me exactly what type of bird it is. I'm calling it a red-tailed hawk because I noticed that it had, well, kind of a reddish tail. So, I talked earlier about the zen of photography, of waiting to make pictures or to take pictures versus making them. And again, any of these prints you can buy for $150 a print. Just that beautiful, the openness of the clouds. And anyway, it's not hard for me to brag on it. But here you go. Call it the red-tailed hawk, Durango, Colorado. So here I'm just hanging out. I see it. I know there's a beautiful background. I'm like, this is going to be a beautiful exit strategy where he just kind of takes off. And I didn't know if he was going to go left or right. Of course, Mr. Jehovah Hawk, I guess I'll call it the Jehovah Hawk, 1862. He's just hanging there, what seemed to be forever, at least in the Fibonacci world. I just sat there and waited and waited and waited. And and you got to be careful because they'll take off so quickly. As you can see, eventually, Mr. Jehovah Hawk took off. And did you know that a red-tailed hawk, upon flight, makes the pattern of a heart, a human heart? Or I guess there's an atria, ventricle. I'm not sure where the aortas are. I love trees. I love birds. I love photography. That's a beautiful picture, 1864. Remember, $150 a print. One thing that I would recommend, though, is to buy the sequence. I mean, you kind of start here, and I'll show you the sequence. I guess, I think the better place to start if you were going to purchase the sequence would probably be right here. So when I first noticed it, boom, 1858, and then boom. Just hanging. That's one of my personal favorites. Be still and know. And then boom, he takes off. There's the flight. And then, of course, 1866. We could probably zoom in if you would like to put that on a Christmas card or maybe your own business card. But, I mean, do you ever get tired of seeing a red-tailed hawk in flight with the background of a beautiful Durango sky in silhouette? Holla, Jonathan Fibonacci. All my prints are $150 a print. If you'd like me to frame it, of course, it's more. Thank you for taking this journey with me. I know it's not hard for me to brag on my photography. Love to know how far this channel is reaching. Maybe to the end of the rainbow, 1850. See the little black and white rainbow there? You guys be good. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Email me, americana417@gmail.com. Tell me which print you like. Make sure you tell me the picture number. And, of course, black or white. Of course, I'm always going to recommend the black and white. But you might want color. Of course, those are still $150 a print. Or the sequence, if you want to call the Jehovah Red Hawk Durango sequence, why don't we make that in honor of the Durango train, $480. So for $480, I'll send you the entire sequence so you can see the beauty of nature from your condo. Whether your condo is in Manhattan or Austin or Oklahoma City, perhaps you're over there, Saudi Arabia. And by the way, if you leave a message, make sure you let me know where you're at. In fact, I saw today in the New York Times, or the Wall Street Journal rather, that the two reigning princes, MSB and MSZ, Mohammed bin Zayed, they're falconers. So wouldn't it be awesome if John Fibonacci could sell this print to the Saudi Arabians? It'd be beautiful. $150 a print, maybe a couple of picture passes so I can come document OPEC and tell the story of OPEC from the Fibonacci perspective. You're like, John Fibonacci, we don't want any documentary and like journalistic stuff. We just want you to tell us about Jehovah making a heart. I'm like, well, I could do that too. You guys be good. Thank you for taking this journey with me.